Okay, picture this. London, 1994. You've got this actress, not really a household name yet, stepping onto a red carpet. She's with her boyfriend, who was famous. Flashbulbs go off like crazy.
Mm.
And, like, the next day, everything's different for her. She's suddenly iconic.
Right, that moment.
Exactly. And the reason for all this fuss, it's actually something, well, incredibly simple. Something you've probably got rattling around in a drawer somewhere.
The safety pin.
The safety pin. We are, of course, talking about Elizabeth Hurley and that incredible Versace dress. So in this deep dive, we're really going to unpack how Gianni Versace managed to take this, basic piece of hardware
Yeah, totally.
and turn it into this absolute symbol of high fashion. A global sensation, really. We're drawing on some great insights, including a piece called Versace Safety Pin, from hardware to high fashion icon. And our mission, basically, is to explore how one dress didn't just grab headlines. It actually changed the rules of luxury. We want to look at what it tells us about innovation and, honestly, why we're still talking about it decades later.
It's fascinating.
It really is. Prepare to discover how sometimes the biggest ideas, the truly revolutionary ones, can pop up from the most, well, unexpected places.
And the origin story itself, it really sets the stage perfectly. It highlights what the sources call the brutal hierarchy of fashion. You mentioned 1994, Elizabeth Hurley. She wasn't the star she is now.
Right. Relatively unknown.
Exactly. And she needed a dress for a big London premiere, 4 weddings, and a funeral. But as the material points out, designer after designer apparently turned her down flat.
Why? Just because she wasn't famous enough?
Pretty much. She simply didn't have the profile, to warrant being lent this high-end couture. It really shows you how exclusive that world was and maybe still is. Very tough system to break into.
Wow. That really paints a picture of
Yeah.
exclusivity. So, okay, nearly every door is shut. What made Versace different? Why did they say yes when others wouldn't? Did they see something?
Well, I think it says a lot about Gianni Versace's vision, maybe his willingness to take a chance. They agreed to help. They didn't whip up something custom, though. No, they offered her a dress straight off the runway from their spring-summer 1994 collection, which had literally just debuted a few weeks before.
Get out. So it was just sitting there, almost.
Kind of feels like it, doesn't it? Like this amazing dress was just waiting for its moment to explode onto the world stage, and boy, did it.
And this wasn't just some simple black dress, was it? Describe it again. The design was pretty out there.
Oh, completely. It was black silk, yes, but the defining feature was these huge, oversized gold safety pins, placed really strategically down the sides, holding the fabric together, but also creating these dramatic cutouts.
Wow. And where did that idea even come from, the pins?
It was apparently this really interesting mix. Part of it was punk subculture, obviously that rebellious DIY thing with hardware, but, and this is the twist, it also drew on the elegant way fabric drapes in traditional Indian saris.
Punk and saris, that's unexpected.
Totally. A bold fusion that just shouldn't have worked by conventional standards, but it absolutely did.
And then Hurley steps out onto that carpet.
And the world just stopped. You said it before, flashbulbs popping. It wasn't just gossip column stuff. It made serious news.
Yeah, it really felt like it shifted something fundamental. The dress didn't just get attention. It somehow, rewrote the rules for high fashion.
Exactly. Versace had taken this humble little object, the safety pin, something you buy for pennies, right? And suddenly it's an object of luxury desire. Incredible.
Which brings us right into this idea you mentioned, the genius of ordinary innovation.
Yes. The sources really emphasize this point. Breakthrough innovation doesn't always come from, super rare materials or incredibly complex new techniques.
Right. We often think it has to be something completely new, something exotic.
Exactly. While Versace's competitors might have been focusing on, say, finding the rarest silks or developing complicated construction methods, Versace looked elsewhere.
To the sewing kit.
Pretty much. He saw potential in something sitting right there. Totally mundane, totally overlooked. It wasn't just using safety pins. It was the sheer audacity, the belief that these everyday things could actually carry the weight of luxury.
If placed in the right context. It really challenges the whole idea of what luxury is, doesn't it? Maybe value isn't just about rarity or cost. Maybe it's about vision, recontextualization.
That's the key, I think. Recontextualization. It's seeing something familiar with completely fresh eyes.
That's such a powerful concept. It makes you think.
Right. It's that aha moment. The solution might be right under your nose, but dismissed because it seems too, well, ordinary. It's not always about inventing the wheel. Sometimes it's about seeing the wheel differently.
Think about how many fields that applies to, beyond fashion. people chasing massive disruption with brand new tech.
When maybe the real opportunity is in reimagining something existing, something overlooked. It's profound, really.
And the impact wasn't just philosophical. The ripple effects were, like, immediate and huge, right?
Yeah.
Oh, massive. Within weeks, you started seeing safety pin jewelry everywhere, in high fashion magazines, editorials.
And then presumably hitting the high street pretty fast.
Instantly, stores couldn't keep clothes adorned with pins in stock. And that whole punk-inspired aesthetic, which had been more niche, suddenly got pushed right into the mainstream luxury conversation.
But Versace didn't just let it be a one-hit wonder. That's crucial, too.
Absolutely not. That was the clever part. They didn't just ride the wave, they owned it. The safety pin became a signature. It started appearing in later collections, woven into the brand's DNA.
And not just basic pins anymore, I imagine.
Oh, no. Think elaborate gold versions, diamond-encrusted safety pins, selling for serious money, hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars. It went from a moment to a brand-defining look.
Which, from a business angle, must have been incredible.
Staggering. Think about it. That one dress probably generated more global brand awareness, more buzz, than multi-million-dollar advertising campaigns could ever hope to achieve.
Like free marketing, almost.
Totally. Every time someone wore a safety pin as a fashion statement, every time another designer even just incorporated hardware elements, in a way, they were reminding people of Versace. It became this cultural touchstone.
I heard it even became a case study in business schools.
Yes, because it demonstrates that power of organic reach and cultural impact so perfectly.
But why did it stick? Was it just shock value? Because shock fades, right?
That's a really important point the sources make. Shock value alone wouldn't have given it this lasting power. It had to have substance.
So what was the substance?
It was Versace's understanding that, well, controversy just for the sake of it is noise, but controversy backed by real creativity, that becomes cultural currency. The pins weren't just stuck on randomly.
No, they looked integral to the design, functional even.
Exactly. They were purposeful, elegant in their own way. They held the dress together while creating its unique shape. It transformed utilitarian hardware into something like high fashion poetry. There was artistry there, not just attitude.
And the timing. We had to talk about the timing. 1994.
Oh, absolutely critical. It landed at this perfect moment. It really tapped into the market psychology of the time. Fashion was changing.
How so?
Well, it was becoming, let's say, a bit more democratized, less rigid, less about these untouchable, stuffy old codes. People were looking for something different.
What were they looking for?
Maybe luxury that felt a bit more accessible, rebellion, but make it wearable, and brands that felt maybe more authentic, more daring, less conservative.
And the safety pin dress just nailed all of that.
Perfectly. It was rebellious, it was sexy, it was luxurious, but it used this everyday object. It hit all those notes in one single unforgettable visual statement.
It really is a masterclass in organic cultural impact, isn't it? Especially now, when brands try so hard, spend so much money trying to engineer viral moments.
Exactly. This wasn't engineered in a boardroom. It happened because creative problem solving, how to make a statement with available resources, met this perfect cultural moment.
Yeah.
It came from rethinking punk rebellion for the luxury world, not from, chasing clicks.
So wrapping this up, what's the bigger takeaway here for all of us listening?
I think the core message, the one that resonates beyond fashion, is that the ingredients for your next big breakthrough, they might be right there in front of you.
Things we dismiss as too ordinary.
Precisely. Too mundane, too familiar to possibly matter. Sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is take something everyone sees every day and just help them see it completely differently.
Versace didn't invent the safety pin,
Yeah.
obviously.
No, but they kind of invented a new way to think about what luxury could even mean. They challenged the status quo.
And here we are, 31 years later?
Still talking about it, still generating headlines, still inspiring designers. It proves the power of that vision.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is this. In a world that's so obsessed with disruption, with creating the totally new, what ordinary, overlooked thing in your own world, your job, your life,
Yeah.
what holds that kind of extraordinary, untapped potential? If only you dared to look at it differently.
Something to definitely ponder.